Hey guys, I'm finally posting again. I didn't do the first video in like a month, 5, 6 months. There's gonna be a reaction. I've lost this video about 2 times. It's so annoying. And now I'm having another go. So yeah, let's watch. Eli, get out of here. I've lost my recording multiple times. Guys, I'm so sorry. I recorded into half of the video without unpausing without me going to recording. So yeah, what are you watching next door?
A few hours go by, we're still hanging out, but then my mom calls me and I have to go home.
Ew.
So I'm going home and I'm like, oh crap, the hickey. So I have to run myself to the drugstore, buy myself some cheap makeup because I didn't have that much money, and just try to cover it up. Later that day, my friend comes for a sleepover, and I show her the hickey. And she's like, oh yes, girl, I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, yeah, I need to get this off now. So there's a coin trick you can use. It's where you scrape the skin, and apparently the hickey comes off. We tried that. It hurt a lot. Kind of worked. Fast forward the next day. I'm sitting in the dentist chair, and my mom sees this faded red mark on my neck, and I was so scared. And I was like, what do I do? The dentist is looking at me. She's looking at my mom. My mom's looking at me and the dentist. Oh, the tension was real. I look at her, I'm like, Mom, what's wrong? She's like,
guys, you gotta go subscribe to Storybooth because they did all this animation. And wait, who's... So apparently the person who was recording this is called Ayla? I'm not sure if I'm saying the name right. I hope I am, sorry. But let's just keep watching.
Oh, nothing, in a very sarcastic way. So I'm like, oh god, she saw my neck. We're walking out of the car. My mom, she looks at me, and I was like, what? And she's like, you know. And I was like, oh, my neck. And she's like, yeah. And I told her, I was like, oh, I got burnt with a curler yesterday. And she's like, oh, really? How'd you get the curler? And I'm just like, oh, crap,
okay,
we brought it to the mall, and she was gonna do her hair because we got new outfits. My mom was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure.
We're on my beat now,
So
guys,
I text my friend Amy, of course, and delete majority of the messages telling her what to say, and she pulls off an amazing job. Amy, if you're watching this, I love you so much. I show it to my mom. My mom believes it. My mom has to go to work, and I realize, oh my god, my dad's coming home. So I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? I was freaking out. So I just thought, you know what? Okay, I got a straightener. I plugged it into the wall, let it heat up for about 15 minutes, then pressed that against my neck to give me a burn. It blistered and all that and scabbed and stuff, and it hurt. It really hurt. My dad comes in the door, show me the burn on your neck, and I'm just like, oh, there it is. And he's like, oh, geez, that's bad. Be more careful. He yelled at me. He's like, if you ever got a hickey, ground for life, and all that. I was so happy that I pulled that off.
Oh, you gotta tell your parents are gonna see this and they're gonna be like,
oh my god, and we totally jumped off the cliff and had to zoom all the way to shore because the dog chased us all the way to the edge.
and they're gonna kill you. Oh. Well, everyone would have a bad experience with those.
Lucid Chart presents Lucid Spark, the online whiteboard that helps teams bring their best.
Well, everybody, don't do drugs. Drugs is very bad. Drugs are very bad. Cassandra, I'm definitely saying that right, I hope. Cassandra, never do drugs again. Drugs are bad. But you'll probably learn at the end of the story.
So this incident happened when I was in high school, when I was a sophomore. Ooh. My boyfriend at the time, which is my boyfriend still right now, had a weed brownie that he got from that morning from his cousin. And he freaked out because he saw the canine unit in front of the school and he thought that he was going to be caught. So I said, okay, let's take it. And I was foolish because I have never taken a weed brownie before. So I didn't know how they worked or how they affect you. So we took it and I took a little less than half and I felt fine at the moment. I thought it was an instant thing. So we walked to first period, and which was PE. And we were playing tennis when I started feeling a little woozy and I was laughing at everything. And once first period ended, I went to the girls' locker room. And once I got in there, the whole room started going in circles. I started getting dizzy. And I felt like I was on a boat. And I told my friend, oh my god, I think the brownie hit. And she was like, really? And I'm like, yes. And I couldn't stand straight. I was freaking out. So I walked to second period and my mouth started getting so dry instantly as if there was sandpaper in my mouth.
Yeah, guys.
I sat down in my second period and
drugs.
again the whole room started
Drugs,
going
don't do
around and
drugs.
around and in slow motion. My teacher walked up to me in slow motion and he said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, can I please go to the nurse?" I was just freaking out on the way. And once I got to the nurse, they sat me down and gave me ice cold water. And my arm just jerked and I accidentally threw the water on the floor and the nurses got mad and I started crying. And they asked me, what do you feel? Have you taken any medication? And me, being in not the right state of mind, said, I took a weed brownie this morning. So they freaked out and they called the vice principal in. And the vice principal was mad. She had a stern look on her face and I don't remember anything she told me to this day. But all I remember was holding her hand because I thought I was going to fall off the 2-foot chair that I was sitting on. I just remember seeing myself out of my body. Once my mom got there to pick me up, she didn't know what was going on. And when she found out, she was so mad. And on the way home, I was crying and sobbing. And still, everything was going in slow motion.
Guys.
Me and my grandma at the time were in a fight. And once I got home, I just ran to her and hugged her and cried and said, I'm sorry, I was wrong, I'm sorry. And the whole day, I just felt the same way I did in the morning. Do I regret it? Yes, at school. But do I regret it? No, because if it wasn't for that brownie, I probably would have still not talked to my grandma. And that helped rekindle our relationship. So please don't do drugs, kids, especially at school, because you would have a really bad reaction like I did.
Yeah, guys. Drugs are very bad. Very bad. You know, taking them, those are bad. If you take them, Alright. Looks like I have about 6 minutes left. So I guess we shall watch. I guess we'll watch, this is a sad one. So this story is probably going to be a lot more serious than the last one. As you see down there.
I never knew what it was like to have a normal family. Because ever since I was young, I had a father who was never there for me. I have a wonderful mother who is always there to support me and comfort me. However, I can't say the same for my father. He was an alcoholic, and because of it, I paid a lot for the damage and pain it brought. I couldn't just be normal. I couldn't invite my friends to my house because I was scared my father would be drunk and that he would embarrass me in front of them. I was often jealous of my friends because they had dads who were there to be a part of their lives. My dad was rarely a part of my life. He was often not even home, and when he wasn't in his right state of mind because he was drunk. And even when he wasn't drinking, he shut me and my family out of his life. He would stay in his room watching TV or playing video games almost all of the time that he was home. It was as if I had been replaced by a computer. This gave me low self-esteem growing up because I felt unimportant. It broke me down, and I was often scared to come home.
Yeah, this happens a lot with people, guys. I hope none of this is happening with you. I really do hope that none of this is going on with you right now. If you are, just talk to a loved one, someone you feel close to and feel safe around.
Home because I knew what awaited me was only a torn family.
If you get depressed.
I remember one night, I was sitting at our kitchen table while my mom was cooking dinner, and I could hear my dad teasing my sister from upstairs, and I could tell he was drunk because his words were slurred. She finally couldn't take it anymore, and she screamed at him, "Stop it, you're drunk." Me and my mom were just in shock that my sister had stood up to him. My dad yelled at her and accused her that my mom had told her that he was drunk. Then he proceeded to stomp downstairs to where my mom was standing in the kitchen. He yelled at her. I was sobbing, hunched over in my chair, when he snatched a glass bowl off the table and slammed it to the ground. He stared coldly at me, as if I didn't matter.
Bro, when your dad is like that, you gotta try and get them out the house. You can't live like that.
He stomped back up the stairs and slammed the door. I didn't see him for what felt like weeks. A few years later, he was arrested under charges of domestic violence and child abuse. He had never physically hurt me,
but he had said so many damaging things that by the time he was arrested, I had such a low self-esteem and self-worth that it was actually a relief to see him go. However, my father was released the next day, and he actually came back home after about a month of living with my grandpa. My dad started drinking again after returning, and I actually began to stand up to him. I told him, this isn't okay, and I would really appreciate if you try to quit. But he didn't listen to me. Those few months he lived with us after being arrested was one of the hardest times in my life. Then one day, my mom just had enough, and she kicked him out, followed by a divorce. I have been slowly recovering, and after months, I realized that I am important, and I do matter, and
everybody's important, everybody matters, no matter what's going on, you will matter, okay? You always matter.
no one should ever have to feel like they're unimportant because someone makes them feel like they are worthless. I'm scared because soon I have to face my dad again for court reasons, but I know in my heart that I am strong and that I will have the strength to stand up to him.
Yeah. Probably already happened after all this was posted 5 years ago. Tina. But yes, if you're not let's
Oh
love.
my god, we totally jumped off the cliff and had to zoom all the way.
If you need help, vidhelp.com storybooth. Yeah, all that. She's so well spoken. I really hope she's doing videos on the right line now. Touching and heartwarming stories. Yes. That is true. Well, guys, I am going to end the video there. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm finally going to get back into posting. Tomorrow, I might have it's either going to be a reaction video again or a gaming video. I think today and tomorrow will be reaction videos, and then the day after will be a bunch of gaming, smashing. Alright, guys, have a good day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!